Well, hey there, folks. Welcome to this amazing session here with Ron Barron on the trade show Money Machine. We'd like to welcome all those who have come in from around the country. I know this is a crazy time. It's after the holiday. Some of you guys are taking off for Orlando. Others will be taking off for Vegas, and some will be going everywhere, all across the country. So, we want to get right to the content, and I do want to thank, before we get started, the companies that are supporting Free Promo Tips SuccessTracks, because it's with their support that we are able to pull off all the great things that Free Promo Tips does. So, hey, thanks to Warwick, Snugs, and AIA. We really, truly do appreciate your support. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand this over to Ron Barron. For those of you who do not know Ron, well, he's just kind of a crazy guy. Ron, do you have control there?
I am gaining control. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We are going to talk today about the trade show Money Machine. Basically, prove to you that attending trade shows will make you wealthy. So this is the first of 2013.
I can see, by the way, Ron, I got to interject here because our good friend Harvey's on there. Harvey, I know, just don't laugh too hard when we talk about that. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Ron.
Anyway, so this is the 2013 kickoff of A Kick in the Butt from Ron Barron here, a series of valid information that is going to change your life. You know what? We think in our industry, we are a very trade show-based industry. Many of us think that there are way too many trade shows. And what we're going to do in these next few minutes is we're going to learn to love and appreciate trade shows, possibly, not guaranteeing this, but possibly even wish there were more trade shows, believe it or not. So if we're ready to get started, we're going to move ahead. So, yep, it is the season. We are in trade show season, and as Jeff mentioned before, many of you are planning to go to Orlando, Las Vegas. Later in the year, there's Dallas, Atlantic City, Long Beach, Chicago, New York, Toronto, Philadelphia, you name it, possibly Neptune. We are inundated with trade shows. So let's learn how to make those valuable. Remember, life on the trade show floor for the typical attendee, the miles and miles of aisles. It wasn't, I think when it was measured just a couple of years ago, the PPAI show in Las Vegas had 21 miles of aisle space. Imagine 21 miles of aisle space. The pain, the sore feet, and then waiting in line. I can't get no respect because I'm waiting for some exhibitor to finally pay attention to me and handle my little request. It's a tough life. And when you're on the trade show floor, what is it you look for? Well, as an attendee, of course, you're looking for new items that my clients have never seen before. And what is it you say? You know, when you meet someone on the street during the year, you say, hey, how are you? You know what? You really don't want to know how they are, but it's the human greeting. On a trade show floor, that changes to, hey, what's new? And all we focus on is what's new. And what we're going to learn today here is, you don't really care what's new. But why? Why do you ask what's new? Because you want to be impressive in front of your clients, and you believe that being impressive means showing your clients new products. So the definition on the trade show floor of being impressive is showing the newest, cutest item that your client has never seen before. And you know what that does when you bring something to your client that they've never seen before that's particularly cute? It puts smiles on their faces, and you have a great conversation. But what can you do with those smiles? Nothing. You might feel good, but you're still broke. Smiles don't fill your wallet. Smiles don't fill your bank account. There's only one thing that fills your bank account. So let's redefine what impressive really is. To me, impressive is having an MBA. Impressive is having a mega bank account.
Whoa, baby, a mega bank account. That's what we're talking about there, Ron.
That's the kind of MBA we all wish we had. And we're going to talk about how to get your mega bank account. Now, this is going to be fast-paced. We're going to go through this pretty quickly. We promoted this as a 30-second webinar. We're likely going to save you time.
30 minutes?
So I'm sorry, 30 minutes. Yeah, you're right.
That'd be really fast, Ron.
All right.
And by the way, if I could interject, if there are some questions, you can type them in there, and we'll get to those as well. So go ahead, Ron. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. So we're going to save you some time. We're probably not going to take 30 minutes. We're going to get to the point and get you packing so that you can head to the next trade show, whether you thought you were going or not. So what's interesting about our industry, the promotional products industry, it's very entrepreneurial. And whether you own your own distributorship or you're a sales rep for a distributorship, either way, you have a lot of self-control about your business, about your pricing, about the effort expended. It's very, very entrepreneurial. And why do you go into this business? Well, typically you go into this business for two key reasons. One is to make some real money instead of watching your hard work make money for your boss. And two, you go into this business, into this industry, to have control of your life instead of working at the demand of some unscrupulous boss. Well, I have a question for you who are listening. How many of you listening right now are making all the money you wish for? I'm going to bet none. And of all the people who are listening right now, how many of you have the control of your life and all the free time you would hope for? Or is it more like your business is controlling you, and all you can give are the few crumbs of free time you have left over to your family, your friends, your hobbies, yourself? Well, each morning you need to wake up and remember. You need to remember why you went into this business. You know, we sometimes are worse to us than any unscrupulous boss would ever be. We miss vacations, we miss events with our families because we're running around like crazy trying to make a buck, and we're not even making enough of those. So if it's not working the way you originally dreamt that it could or should work, then something's wrong and you have to change something. Well, your lucky stars are here because Jeff Solomon and I are here to tell you that with the trade show season nearly upon us, you have the chance to do something different, something that can change your wealth picture. And the truth is, it is so simple. What we're talking about here is so simple, and you're going to leave trade shows with a different perspective and a fatter wallet. So stop walking trade show floors looking for the newest, cutest item your client has never seen. Stop walking trade show floors looking for the newest, cutest item your client has never seen. Remember that your success is not about new products. It's about getting big orders. It's about getting big orders so that you can gain real wealth. Well, folks, here it is. Here is the simple secret to getting rich. The trade show money machine is this simple little concept. Instead of walking trade shows looking for new products, when you attend your next trade show, ask this one simple question to every exhibit that you visit. Here's the question. Hey, tell me how someone with my types of clients made a boatload of money selling your line. What was the application? Because I want to make a boatload of money selling your line. It's that simple. Tell me how someone with my types of clients made a boatload of money selling your line because I want to make a boatload of money selling your line. It's that simple. That's why you're at a trade show. It's not about the new product. It's about making some money. It's that simple. That's it. You don't care about products. You care about one thing, and those are successful sales applications. You don't care about what's new. You care about what's worked. And the interesting thing is suppliers know what has worked because they produce the orders. They typically know the stories behind their largest, greatest orders. So they are your killer resource for your wealth. When you look for something new, it's cute. When you get a real world application of what worked, you get rich. So then when you leave the trade show floor, instead of walking away with a bag full of new cutesy products, you walk away with 10, 15, maybe 25 proven real-world success applications for selling mega orders to your classes of clients. You know, I recognize that it is hard to get our arms around. The name of our industry is the promotional products industry. But success in our industry is not about products. It's about generating successful promotional campaigns for your clients. The products that we use, they're only the medium. You know, it would be sort of like buying a 30-second television spot with no message, just silence. The TV ad is only the medium. Without a strategy, it's worthless. The same's true for our medium. If we're just about products and you come to your client and say, hey, here's a cute product, it sort of looks like your industry, why don't you hand them out? There's no strategy behind that. There's no campaign. It's only the medium, and the medium alone is worthless. The only difference between other media and our medium is that we represent the only advertising medium that isn't considered a nuisance. Nobody wants more pop-up ads. Nobody wants more email campaigns. Nobody wants interruptions in their TV shows, their radio shows. You know, we pay extra for TiVo to eliminate ads that companies are paying tremendous dollars for. We pay extra for internet radio premium stations so that we don't have to listen to ads that companies are paying lots of dollars for. We go out of our way to pay to not hear advertising. And in our case, we have a medium that people relish, that people love. They want more of. They say thank you when you give them your advertising. So we have a unique situation, but it's not the product itself. It's the campaign in which the product or through which the product becomes a part. And you know what? If you happen to visit an exhibitor and say the magic secret question, tell me how someone with my types of clients made a boatload of money selling your line, and all you get back are empty stares by the exhibitor, then you've just learned that they are not a valid partner for your success. So move on to a supplier that knows it is his or her job to help you achieve real success, not just show you what's new. Suppliers that are savvy pay attention to how their largest orders got sold and how they got distributed and how they got executed and how they worked. And that is a resource that is invaluable for you. So there you have it. Even through this internet connection, Jeff, can you feel it? I can feel the wealth building. So,
well, Ron, I can just smell the green happening here. Now, it's interesting, Ron. You bring up this slide here. Suppliers take the hint. There was a question that came in about what happens if you go to a booth and you ask the question like you asked, you know, can you give me some successful stories on how people made money selling your line? And I personally have done this. What happens if the supplier doesn't know?
Well, as we were saying before, if they don't have an answer for you, then they are not a partner in your wealth. All they are is a purveyor of product. And just like distributors who are simply purveyors of products, they're not the ones who are successful in our industry. Suppliers who are just purveyors of products are not the successful ones in our industry. The good suppliers know, and the ones that you want as your partner are the ones who recognize that it's your success that's important, and they're going to share success stories because they're going to pay attention to how distributors were successful in the past. Suppliers have all produced mega orders. They know how the mega orders have happened. And if they're unwilling to sort of share that information with you, or don't even bother understanding how their distributors got the mega order, then again, they're not your supplier. They're not your partner.
Right, and I really believe that this is helpful. Kind of a side note I didn't really think about is we all like to work with the suppliers who we know and trust and have a relationship with, and really this is a way to really weed out when we go to these trade shows, particularly, you know, any of them, but the expo, of course, is overwhelming. You know, who do we want to work with? And this gives us the opportunity to build relationships. And you know, one of our attendees here is one of the good guys who absolutely, you know, does know how to share this information and is connected and truly cares about helping us be successful selling their product. And there needs to be more of them. I have to confess that I think these types of suppliers who know the secret about how to help us make money, therefore they're more successful. I forgive me for saying this, but I think they're in the minority. I mean, I'm more baffled by people who can't help us than people who can.
Well, that's right, Jeff, and because they're in the minority, it does, as you just hinted at, it does cut down the time you need to spend and navigate through a trade show, because your key is to have your antenna up so that you can find the suppliers that get it, the suppliers that are here for your success, that are going to induce your success and your wealth. And if it's just a matter of a product-based trade show and product-based suppliers, they're not going to be the ones who are going to focus on your fat wallet.
Right.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go.
I was just going to say, for what suppliers need to understand at a trade show is the common question, what's new, is relatively it's irrelevant. So my suggestion is to a supplier that's exhibiting at a trade show, ignore distributors' questions when they ask what's new. Instead, ask them a question in return and say, what kinds of clients do you tend to sell to? What industry do you tend to focus on? And in most cases, you get back the answer from a distributor that says, oh, I don't focus on any industry. I am a generalist. I sell everybody. So then come back and ask the question, well, who is your largest client and what industry are they in? Oh, well, you might hear things like, well, you know what, 60% of my income comes from my biggest client. They're a hospital. So you could say that you focused in the healthcare industry, couldn't you? Because that represents 60% of your income. And the distributor might say, well, yeah, son of a gun, I never looked at it that way. So now you have an industry-based distributor that sometimes the distributor, him or herself doesn't understand, and now you can give them valid case histories for mega orders that you've processed for the healthcare industry. And you can make the connection for them. And all of a sudden, when you're the supplier that is producing the mega order that makes the next distributor rich, you get rich. So the key is provide real case histories from your largest orders, force distributors to tell you what kinds of industries they focus on, and then, of course, those are the distributors you want to follow up with after the show closes, because those are the ones that are on the cusp of making big money, and you want to be the supplier of record for that big order.
Right.
Logical?
Yeah, it sounds really good. And I do want to give a special note here because I alluded to it. I didn't want to be like too much of a shameless plug, but Harvey Mackler from Gempire is just an awesome guy. And by the way, Harvey is he is named the recipient of the Ted Olson Humanitarian Award at the Expo. And truly, I would encourage you folks to go by, look up where Gempire is, and he's a guy who gets it. So he's going to show you ways, like you can take one of his products as emblematic jewelry, but he can show you multiple ways you can take that same item and turn it into something that offers a variety of different needs. So I'm just going to go with the shameless plug for Gempire.
You bet.
Go by.
You know what, Gempire and Harvey, they get it. He has the brain and he has the compassion. He exhibits that truthfully every day, not only in the way he helps distributors in their success, but helps humanity and the success of those of us who are cohabitants of this planet. So hats off, and I appreciate you taking an extra minute to talk about that.
Right,
but
cool.
Truthfully, it's that simple. It's that simple.
Wow. If there are any questions, you guys can feel free to type them in, but it's like so simple that, it's really all about providing the solutions. And by the way, and Harvey is saying he is going to offer a 5% discount to anyone who mentions to say that they sat in this seminar. So there you go. So you definitely need to go by and see Gempire, and his friend will probably be next to him, Joel Schaefer from Soundline. He also gets it as well. Got too many solutions, maybe. No, lots of solutions, but excellent. Thank you for that, Harvey. That's awesome. Discount to
Great.
what? Okay, so Gemline and Floral, I think it's called Floral Promotions, seated cards and such that we've used in our past. This is Harvey's line, Gempire. They do emblematic jewelry, all kinds of stuff, and the floral impressions. So another good question. Thank you for this. Carl's asking, where do you have a library of case studies for your line? Excellent, Carl. This is good. Suppliers should be having this. Again, I find many of them don't, but that's a great question to ask. Where do you have a library of case studies for your line? And the goal, of course, is ultimately to help these suppliers help you be more effective at selling their line. If they can't do it,
No, that's right. That's a great question, Carl. You know what? The good suppliers do have a library of case studies, and most of them make those available through their customer service departments on their websites. And if they don't have a library per se, the great suppliers at least have at their fingertips the ready knowledge of their best case studies. So you're indicating the kinds of industries that you focus on or the kind of industries that you'd like to focus on. You call up your good partner suppliers, the ones that have the partnering ethic, and they will share success stories, as Jeff has indicated.
Right. Excellent. Okay.
Yeah,
So let me.
Hey, so I go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
No,
Jeff.
go ahead. Go ahead, Ron.
I was just going to say that it's that simple. That's the way to turn trade shows into your personal money machine. But there is something else that I'd like to share. What do you think, Jeff? That can help induce success. Okay, well, you know what? We have just come back pretty recently. It was the end of September that Jeff and I came back after hosting Sail to Success. Sail to Success, it was a 5-day educational, motivational cruise for our industry. We sailed the Caribbean for 5 glorious days on Norwegian cruise lines. It was one of the biggest bargains known to mankind, and we had a blast. What I learned is the only place to get educated is on a boat. And we visited fun ports. We swam with the dolphins and the turtles and the manta rays, but we learned valid information. We created great relationships. We had people joining us from the state of Washington up in the Northwest down to the state of Florida down in the Southeast. And we just had a blast, and it's so much fun. And it's rewarding for me to see the emails that go back and forth still between all of our cruisers, and a testament to the relationships that were made. And I've been following up with dozens and dozens of them, and they have real-world stories about how their business has changed and how their lives have changed because of the principles that we learned on that cruise. The overarching principle for the cruise was to be truly successful, you must work less. And everyone who joined us left the cruise with the tools to start working less in order to create grand success, and it's worked for everyone that joined us. And we're going to do the same coming up late this spring. And for those of you on the left half of the country, we are going to leave from Los Angeles, and we are going to go have another Sail to Success cruise. We're going to talk about in more depth how or why and prove that to be truly successful, you must work less. We're also going to talk about things like the fact that you must charge more. You must charge more than your competition in order to be successful, and we'll give you the tools as to how you can charge more. And finally, we're going to prove to you that in order for you to be successful, you have to understand that your customer is always, always wrong.
Wrong.
And when you understand those 3 principles, the customer is wrong, you got to charge more than your competition, and you must work less to find the greatest success of your personal potential, life gets amazingly good, your wallet gets amazingly thick. And plus, we're going to be on a cruise, so we are going to have a mega blast. I think I have a slide here of the upcoming cruise ship we have planned for.
You know, Ron,
for our
I think
West
we
Coast
lost
trip.
your PowerPoint, by the way, buddy.
Is that right?
I think so.
Okay, well, let's see if we can't get back. How's that?
Let's see. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, now
Great.
we got it.
All right. So,
yeah.
So
we want to see what is this ship? You're talking about.
I think I have a slide. We are going to leave from Los Angeles. We are going to head up north towards San Francisco. We're going to have a couple of days at sea, which are the most fun days of all. We're going to have some great interactive activities that we're going to do as a group, but plus the whole ship is available to you. We're on Norwegian Cruise Line. This is not Carnival Cruise Line. We're talking about upscale travel. We're going to head up to Canada. We have 4 destinations in Canada. We're going to wind up in Vancouver, and let's see, it is going to be nothing but luxurious.
All right, got it. So hey, it is a shameless plug for what we're doing, but trust me.
Yeah, we are going to sail to success, and let's take a look at this luxury cruise ship. I think this is it. Oh, no, that's not the one. Oh, sorry. That's
I love it.
Next,
I love it.
That's the next trip. Hold it. Wait, there we go. I knew we had it. So if you are interested in getting more information about Sail to Success and joining us, understanding the killer bargain that this is going to be, just drop me an email. There's my email address, ronbarron@aninspiredlife.net, and Jeff and I will get back to you with all the details. you will be amazed. So if you have an inkling for a vacation, possibly in May, give us a jingle, and we'll tell you how to turn your life into a money machine, not just the next trade show. But for now, enjoy the trade show season. Have a blast. Head out to Vegas. Head out to Orlando, and every show thereafter, because each one of those shows is going to make you wealthy. Hey, thanks for joining us here. Thanks, Jeff, for having us. And Jeff, give us a reminder of who our sponsors are for today.
Right, absolutely. It's Warwick, Snuggs, and AIA, three really great companies. And thanks for allowing us to do a shameless plug for the cruise. We're super passionate about that. And also, I don't know if you were talking about the May cruise, but also probably September in the Caribbean for those that are in the East. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We'd love to hear what you think about this type of session. You can feel free to email me, Jeff@freepromotips.com. Pretty simple, Jeff@freepromotips.com. We look forward to bringing you more on target education. We've got some great presenters coming up, an award-winning Toastmaster talking about communicating your message, and Jeff Tobe from Coloring Outside the Lines, who's amazing, is going to be doing some things. So we want to deliver some content that's a little different from what's typically out there. And now that we have GoToWebinar, which seems to operate fairly smoothly, we're looking forward to great things ahead. Thank you so much, and by all means, if you see any of us around at the trade shows, we would love to meet you and talk to you. And again, you can email me, Jeff@freepromotips.com, and Ron at An Inspired Life. Thank you so much. We're at like 11:26 or West Coast time, so I don't believe there are any other questions.
No, we are good. Thanks for joining us for this edition of A Kick in the Butt with Ron Barron, and for Free Promo Tips SuccessTracks. We look forward to your grand success.